Welcome back, fellow Salem watchers, to another heart-pounding edition of our daily deep dive into the whirlwind world of Days of Our Lives. Oh, what a day it is in that quaint but endlessly turbulent little town by the lake. If you've been riding this roller coaster with us for years, like so many of us dedicated fans who've watched generations of Hortons, Brady's, and yes, those ever-scheming DiMera's rise and fall, you know that just when you think the canvas can't get any more explosive, the writers deliver a bombshell that shakes the very foundations of everything we thought we knew. Today, dear friends, we're unpacking one of the most jaw-dropping, game-changing developments in recent memory, the spectacular, handcuffed downfall of E.J. DiMera and his son Johnny. Grab your popcorn, settle in, and let's dissect every shocking twist, every buried secret clawing its way to the surface, because this one is going to fuel months of must-see drama. Let's set the scene, shall we? Picture it, the polished marble halls of the DiMera mansion, once a fortress of power and whispered deals, now echoing with the heavy footsteps of Salem PD officers. The untouchable DiMera family, those masters of manipulation who have danced on the razor's edge of the law for decades, has finally been dealt a devastating, perhaps fatal blow. E.J. DiMera, the silver-tongued titan who always seemed one step ahead of justice, and his son Johnny, the young heir caught in the web of his father's sins, were officially placed under arrest in a scene that left longtime Salemites gasping in disbelief. You could almost hear the collective intake of breath across the town square as the powerful duo were escorted away in cold, unforgiving handcuffs, their tailored suits rumpled, their expressions a mix of defiance and dawning horror. For a family that has prided itself on staying perpetually ahead of the authorities through bribes, blackmail, and brilliant legal loopholes, this public humiliation marks nothing short of a historic downfall. The empire built on shadows and secrets is crumbling, and the shockwaves are rippling through every corner of Salem, proving once and for all that no amount of wealth, influence, or DiMera cunning can bury the truth forever. At the dark heart of this scandal lies E.J. DiMera's ruthless, calculated manipulation of something as seemingly innocent as the local well water analysis. Desperate to conceal a massive environmental disaster that threatened to expose years of corporate greed, E.J. crossed every moral line imaginable. We're talking about tampering with critical scientific evidence that could have saved lives and protected the community. But E.J. being E.J., the man who has schemed his way through marriages, corporate takeovers, and more near-death experiences than any character deserves, he didn't stop there. The lengths he went to misdirect the police were nothing short of sinister. In a move that feels ripped straight from the DiMera playbook of old, he orchestrated a devious setup to make it appear as though young Holly Jonas had somehow accepted illicit substances. Yes, you read that right. By planting pills and framing an innocent young woman, someone already navigating the complicated waters of youth in Salem, E.J. maliciously shifted the blame away from his family's toxic legacy and onto a vulnerable victim. It's the kind of cold-hearted maneuver that reminds longtime viewers of E.J.'s most villainous eras, when he'd stop at nothing to protect the DiMera name, even if it meant destroying lives in the process. But the rot of this conspiracy didn't stop with E.J. Tragically, it infected the next generation, dragging Johnny DiMera hopelessly into this catastrophic legal nightmare. Johnny, the charming, conflicted son who has tried time and again to carve his own path while wrestling with the heavy DiMera shadow, found himself actively complicit. The investigation uncovered that Johnny had swapped vital test results straight out of Dr. Sarah Horton's office. Sarah, that dedicated physician and pillar of the Horton family values, had no idea her professional space had been violated in such a calculated way. Johnny's mission? To ensure that no one would discover the horrifying truth about a 2-year-old batch of DiMera pharmaceuticals, drugs tainted with deadly arsenic that were illicitly buried on Smith Island. Smith Island, that remote, fog-shrouded spot that has played host to so many of Salem's darkest secrets over the years. Think about it. Buried poisons, environmental contamination seeping into the town's water supply, and a family desperate to keep it all hidden. It's the stuff of classic days melodrama, blending corporate intrigue with personal betrayal on an epic scale. How did this intricate house of cards finally collapse? Buried secrets always have a way of clawing their way back to the surface in Salem, don't they? The DiMera men built their cover-up with meticulous care, but suspicious inconsistencies in Holly's supposed drug incident started raising red flags. Fans who have followed Holly's storyline know she's been through enough already, navigating family drama, young love, and the pressures of growing up in the public eye of this town. Those planted pills didn't sit right with investigators. A deeper dive into the well water contamination followed, and once authorities pulled on that single fraying thread, the entire conspiracy unraveled like a poorly stitched wound. Detectives traced the manipulated documents directly back to Sarah Horton's office, uncovering Johnny's switcheroo and linking those incriminating pills straight to the arsenic-laced pharmaceuticals. The forensic connections were damning, chemical signatures matching the tainted batch, timelines that aligned too perfectly with DiMera's shipping records, and witness statements that chipped away at the family's carefully constructed alibis. It was a slow burn revelation that built tension across multiple episodes, leaving viewers on the edge of their seats wondering who would crack first. The fallout from these monumental arrests is poised to shatter the power dynamics in Salem for the foreseeable future. EJ and Johnny now face a laundry list of severe criminal charges: evidence tampering, obstruction of justice, framing a minor, environmental violations that could carry massive fines and prison time, and more. The DiMera legacy, once synonymous with wealth, power, and untouchable influence, is staring down an existential crisis. Who will step up to hold the reins at DiMera Enterprises while the patriarch and his son fight for their freedom? Will Stefan or Kristen attempt a power grab, reigniting old family rivalries that have simmered for years? And what about the women in their lives? Nicole, EJ's on-again, off-again love, must be devastated, torn between her complicated history with him and the need to protect their shared family. Johnny's partner, Chanel, faces her own heartbreak, watching the man she loves get swallowed by the very darkness he tried to escape. The emotional devastation for their loved ones will undoubtedly fuel weeks, maybe months, of intense courtroom drama, tearful prison visits, and desperate attempts at redemption or revenge. Let's talk about the broader ripples across Salem. The Horton family, ever the moral compass, will likely rally around Sarah as she processes the violation of her office and the danger her work nearly uncovered. The Bradys, with their deep ties to law enforcement, might find themselves divided between duty and old alliances. Even the Kiriakis clan could smell blood in the water, ready to pounce on weakened DiMera assets. This scandal touches everything: the environment, public health, corporate accountability, and the personal lives of characters we've grown to love and love to hate. Remember how past DiMera scandals like the infamous baby switches or corporate espionage reshaped the canvas for years? This feels bigger, more grounded in real-world stakes, with the arsenic contamination threatening the entire community. As the prison doors slam shut on two of Salem's most prominent figures, audiences are left hanging on the ultimate question: will this secret permanently destroy the DiMera empire, or is there yet another twist waiting in the wings? Perhaps a surprise witness, a forged document surfacing at the last minute, or an unlikely ally emerging from the shadows? EJ has escaped tighter spots before, and Johnny's youth might earn him some leniency if he turns on his father. But the writers have been building this web for a reason. The drama is only just beginning. In the coming weeks, expect raw, emotional performances as the characters grapple with betrayal, forgiveness, and the heavy cost of family loyalty. Will Holly ever recover from being used as a pawn? Can Johnny redeem himself in the eyes of those he's hurt? And EJ, will he finally face true consequences, or will his legendary charm weave one final miracle? These are the questions keeping us glued to our screens day after day. Thank you for joining me on this explosive breakdown. If you're as hooked as I am, drop your theories in the comments below. What do you think happens next for the DiMera's? Will Salem ever truly heal from this contamination of lies? Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a single twist in this unforgettable saga. Until next time, stay dramatic, Salem fans. The best or worst is yet to come.